जगन्नाथ जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी भवा तुम्हें जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा आएंगे आमंत्र हाँ बाद में रुको बोला हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
Hare Krishna. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Bandhamoye Savadhana Mate Bandhamoye Savadhana Mate Jahara Prasade Bhai Ye Bhava Tori Aja Krishna Prapti Hoy Jahan Hoite Krishna Prapti Hoy Jahan Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya चिते Korea Nakhya Arana Kori Ho Mane Asha Arana Kori Ho Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rate Aise Uttama Gati Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Jai Prasade Pure Sarva Asha Chakudana dil jai जान में प्रभु से चाकुदाना दिल जे जान में प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान है दे प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान है दे प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेद गाय जहाँ चरिता गाय जहाँ चरिता श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आधामा जनारा बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आधामा जनारा बंधु लोके ना लोकेरा जीवाना लोके ना लोकेरा जीवाना हा हा प्रभु करा दया देह मोरे पादा छाया हा हा प्रभु करा दया देह मोरे पादा छाया हा प्रभु कर दया देह मोरे पादा छाया हा प्रभु कर दया देह मोरे पादा छाया हे बेजाश शुक्र भुवाना प्रभुपाद पतित पवाना जय प्रभुपादा 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 जय प्रभुपादा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Gauranga Gadadhar Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
System to do 3 parikrama now.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Madhava Radha, Madhava Radhe. Radha, Madhava Radha, Madhava Radhe. Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai, Gaura Hariva, 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 Nitai Gaura Hariva. Nitai Gaura Hariva, 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 Gaura Hariva. Jaya, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Go Brahmanandi.
Hare Krishna. So, coming right, we'll have a Bhagavatam class with His Holiness Bhakti-Nagar Janadhar Maharaj. 9 o'clock will be, we'll have Prashadam. And then 12:30 is our Rajbhog Aarti. In the evening, we'll have, as always, we'll Bhagavad Gita class by His Grace Nitya Krishna Prabhu. And 6 o'clock, devotees who wish to go, contact us. We're going for Big Harinam in downtown Baltimore. And then we'll Prashadam 7:30. Thank you so much.
Can you move this, please, so that they can see the deities? Or the deities can see them. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Welcome to the devotees who just now come. More will be coming in the next few days. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yasodhanandanam Braja Janaranjana Yasodhanandanam Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Teravanachari Yamuna Teravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Yasodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yasodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamuna Teravana Chari Yamuna Teravana Chari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shirade Jaya Radha Madana Mohan Radha Madana Mohan Sirade Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Sirade Jaya Radha Gopinata Radha Gopinata Sirade Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Sirade Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jaya Gauranitai 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 Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Panchatattva 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 Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Go Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Go Hari Bol Nitai Go Sitanath Premanande I think one is enough. You see three of me. 1, 2, 3. Where is Sham? He can put the Adoksaja Prabhu. Can you please ask Sham to put the verse on the board? 11 to 47. 11 to 47. One is enough of me. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Gopal Krishna Goswami Iti Namini Prabhupada Saitam Yapakasha Vitivacha Pacharan Kriman Shadu Bhagavat Paraite Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanan Jnana Shalakaya Chaksurut Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Se Guru Se Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurung Vaishnavamscha Se Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vindavanisvare Visabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kipashindubhya evacha Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo namo namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, General History. Canto 11, Chapter 2, Maharaj Nimi meets the 9 Yugendras. Text 47. Is there now? It is there. Archayam eva haraye Pujam ya shadha hate Natad bhakte suchanyeshu Shabhakta prakrita smita Archaryang eva haraye Pujam ya shadaye hate Natad bhakte suchanyeshu Shabhakta prakrita smita Acharyang Vivaharaye. Acharyang Vivaharaye. Na tad bhaktesu chanyesu sabhakta prakritasmita acharyang eva haraye na tad bhaktesu chanyesu. Use it. It's cold. Acharyang eva haraye. Pujam yasadaye hate. Natad bhaktesu chanyesu. Mataji's. Acharyang eva haraye. Pujam yasadaye hate. Yatad bhaktesu chanyesu. Sabhakta prakritasudha. Acharyang eva haraye. Pujam yasadaye hate. Acharya subhabesu. Hare Krishna. So the proper etiquette in reciting this sloka after this speaker is that whoever is the most senior will do the recitation first in the future. Okay? Everyone would like to chant, but then everyone is waiting also. So that is the proper etiquette. Word for word meaning. Archayam, deity. Eva, certainly. Haraye, to Lord Hari. Pujam, worship. Yaha, who? Sadaya, faithfully. Ihate, engages. Na, not. Tat, of Krishna. Bhakteshu, toward the devotees. Cha, and Anyeshu, toward people in general. Sa, he. Bhakta, prakrita, materialistic devotee. Shmita is called. Translation and purport by the followers and disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Usually what happens after Srila Prabhupada's work on the Srimad Bhagavatam, up to the 13th chapter of the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the disciples who were commissioned by the GBCs to continue the Srimad Bhagavatam. So they collected exactly like how Srila Prabhupada was making his purports, to get all the commentaries or tikas of the acharyas. They put them together, and also based from what they've heard and learned from Srila Prabhupada, they continue the Srimad Bhagavatam. to finish the Srimad Bhagavatam. For Prabhupada, this is his main work, magnum opus. And that's why we still have up to the 12th canto. Translation. A devotee who faithfully engages in the worship of the deity in the temple, but does not behave properly toward other devotees or people in general, is called a prakrita bhakta, a materialistic devotee, and is considered to be in the lowest position. Everyone, please repeat. A devotee who faithfully engages in the worship of the deity in the temple, but does not behave properly toward other devotees or people in general, is called prakrita bhakta, a materialistic devotee, and is considered to be in the lowest position. Sounds like me. Purport. Srila Madhvacharya comments that one in the lowest stage of devotional service faithfully worships the deity in the temple, but is not aware that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually pervading. This same mentality can be seen in the Western countries, where people commit all types of sinful activities in their homes and in the street, but then piously go to a church and pray to God for mercy. Actually, God is in our home. God is in the street. God is in our office. God is in the forest. God is everywhere. And therefore, God should be worshipped everywhere by the process of devotional service at His lotus feet. As stated in verse 41 of this chapter, Kamba yung agning salilang mahimcha, Yotim si satvani diso drumadhin, Sarit samudram chaharer sariram, Yat kim chabutang pranamid ananya. A devotee should not see anything as being separate from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Ether, fire, air, water, earth, the sun, and other luminaries, all living beings, the directions, trees, and other plants, the rivers and oceans, whatever a devotee experiences, he should consider to be an expansion of Krishna. Thus, seeing everything that exists within creation as the holy was the body of the Supreme Lord, Hari, the devotee should offer his sincere respect to the entire expansion of the Lord's body. This is the vision of the Mahabhagavat devotee of the Lord. Srila Madhvacharya states that a Madhyam Adhikari, a devotee in the intermediate stage, sees the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the cause of all causes, and therefore offers his love to the Lord. Such a devotee is a sincere friend of other devotees, is merciful to the ignorant, and avoids the atheist. Nonetheless, tad vashatvang na janati sarvasya jagato pito. His realization of the all-pervading feature of the Supreme Lord is imperfect Although he does have a general sense that everyone is ultimately meant to be a devotee of the Supreme Lord, and he tries to use everything in the service of Krishna, aware that everything belongs to the Lord, he may be bewildered by association of atheistic men. Srila Madhva Acharya states, Archayang eva shamstitang Vishnu gyatva tad anyatra naiva janatiya puman. A Kanista Adhikari has no idea that the Supreme Lord has the power to exist outside a church or temple. Furthermore, being puffed up by his own ceremonial worship at Mano Bhakti Darpata, a Kanista Adhikari cannot imagine that anyone is more pious or religious than he. And he is not even aware that other devotees are more advanced. Thus, he cannot understand the Madhyam or Uttama standard of devotional service. And sometimes, because of his false pride, he criticizes the more advanced devotees of the Lord, neglects them, or simply has no understanding of their exalted position as preachers or completely self-realized souls. This is about 3, 4, 5. We can just keep reading. No. We have to stop somewhere, and we can explain a little bit. One more paragraph. Another symptom of the Kanista Adhikari is that he is infatuated by the material qualification of so-called great materialistic persons. Having a bodily concept of life himself, he is attracted by material opulence and thus minimizes the position of the Supreme Lord, Vishnu. Such a Kanista Adhikari, therefore, is disturbed if a second-class devotee criticizes the non-devotees of the Lord. In the name of compassion or kindness, a Kanista Adhikari approves of the non-devotional activities of such materialistic men. Because the Kanista Adhikari is ignorant of the higher realms of devotional service and the unlimited transcendental bliss of Krishna consciousness, he sees devotional service merely as the religious aspect of life, but thinks that life has many enjoyable and worthwhile non-devotional aspects. Therefore, he becomes angry when second-class devotees who are experiencing that Krishna is everything criticize the non-devotees. Madhvacharya says that such a person, because of his rudimentary faith in Krishna, is considered a devotee, but he is bhakta addhamha, a devotee on the lowest standard. If such materialistic devotees follow the rules and regulations of deity worship, they will gradually be elevated to a higher standard and eventually become pure devotees of the Lord, unless they commit offenses against other devotees, in which case the advancement will be checked. Okay, we stop from there. It's quite a lot more. Hare Krishna. Archayang eva harayi pujanya sadaya sadayehate natad bhakteshu chanyeshu shamad bhakta prakritashmita. So the explanation of Maharaj Nimi here towards the 9 Yogendras regarding the definition of a devotee who is in the lowest position. There are 3 levels of devotion. One is in the Kanista, Madhyama, and then Uttama. Kanista means the lowest stage, as it is explained here. It regards to those who are practitioners, the beginners, the neophytes, who are worshiping the deity in the temple but not aware of the Lord. The Lord's presence everywhere. They don't have that knowledge. They may accept up to a certain extent Krishna is God and he is present in his deity form, which is made of material elements like earth, water, fire, air, stone, or jewels, or a paint, picture, or even in the mind, or even in the earth. They can make the feature of the Lord being present in that form. They don't have the understanding of Paramatma, who is the localized aspect of the Supreme Lord, being present everywhere, and especially within the heart of everyone. The Kanista Adhikari, they worship the Lord in his deity form, but he's also called a materialistic devotee because when he comes, he has a goal. He can understand that, yes, I will worship the Lord because if I worship the Lord, I can make advancement, which ultimately will come to the point that I will become purified and then achieve love of God. But then he's diverted. His desire for material gain, for fruitive gain, and also the mental speculation is there. So it is not pure. It is mixed, but mostly in the mode of ignorance and passion, being materialistic. Kanista, or it says here, Prakrita Bhakta. Worshipping the Lord, but not seeing the devotees of the Lord. This is a Kanista Adhikari, or Kanista Bhakta. It's like having a horse blind. He only sees the Lord. You know the horse. The horse, he only sees one direction. He cannot see this side and that side, but only based from the way how the driver will pull the rein, go to the right or go to the left. So a Prakrita Bhakta is like that. When he comes to the temple or a church or a place of worship of the Lord, he comes for a specific purpose, but at least he comes. He can, up to a certain degree, accept and understood, let me worship the Supreme Lord. Or maybe on the side, he will also worship some demigods. Sometimes when we go to programs, home programs, we see, they have Krishna, Radha Krishna, Gaura-Nitai, Jayant, Baladev, Subhadra. But then there's the side, there is Ganesh, there's Lord Shiva. That's fine, but at least they have to be informed what is proper and what is not proper. Then they can make advancement. So as soon as a Prakrita Bhakta start to cultivate knowledge, then he will rise up to Madhyam platform. This is the difference. A Prakrita Bhakta doesn't have that much knowledge, and his knowledge, whatever it is, can be convinced by others. There's a tendency that he can be an impersonalist. But says in the Nectar of Devotion or in the Shastra that we can worship the demigods as well, provided that we have that intention to make advancement in Krishna consciousness. Like in the Nectar of Devotion, it says that one can worship Ganesh, the remover of obstacles on the path of bhakti. Like the gopis, they worship Katyayani for the purpose of having Krishna as their husband. So they have higher purpose, which ultimately the result will be for Krishna. Now, a Prakrita Bhakta, they may have that, but the inclination is more on the materialistic side. And if their wishes or if their dreams or if their desires is not fulfilled, there'll be a tendency that they will negate the existence of the Lord. This is the difference. Kanista. According to one's faith, one can grade oneself where he is. The fate of the Kanista Adhikari or Kanista Bhakta is very shallow. Sometimes goes up, sometimes come down. And sometimes completely will have no faith at all. It'll be changed. The Madhyam Bhakta, his faith is much more. But at the same time, he avoids the atheist. And then he'll be criticized. Now, the Madhyam is two types. One who, from the lower stage, come to the Madhyam platform. The Kanista became a Madhyam Adhikari or Madhyam Bhakta. But we've heard also that an Uttama Bhakta comes down to become a Madhyam Bhakta. But he's still an Uttama Bhakta. He's still a pure devotee of the Lord. The Kanista, no, they don't have love for Krishna. They don't have love. They just see Krishna as the order supplier. The Madhyam and Uttama, they have love for Krishna. And that's why they can be friendly with the devotees, but they will avoid the atheist, knowingly that it's not a criticism. We've heard from the purport. It's not a real criticism. Usually Prabhupada will always say, yes, they are like this, they are rascals. But does it mean that he does not have concern about them? Actually, the Madhyam is the platform where the devotee can preach. And that preaching or that spreading of Krishna consciousness shows that there is compassion, there is love. But sometimes in preaching, the Madhyam Bhakta will criticize or not belittle, just to have us understand the futility, the miseries and sufferings of the conditioned souls. It's a big difference, no? But the Kanista will say, oh no, Jai, Sri Radha Madhava ki Jai, Sri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki Jai, Sri Gaur Nitai ki Jai, Guru Parampara ki Jai. He has faith. A Madhyam Bhakta, he knows everyone is a devotee of the Lord, but still he avoids the atheist. Now, an Uttama Bhakta, as we mentioned yesterday, he sees everyone as a devotee of the Lord except himself. He considered actually himself to be in the most neophyte. This is his humility. But he has the strongest faith that he will pray to Lord Krishna how to save the conditioned souls, even though he sees them also as devotees. If Prabhupada did not come down to the Madhyam platform, being an Uttama, Maha Bhagavat. Maha means utmost, topmost, Bhagavat, most fortunate Bhagavat, from Bhagavan. Most fortunate being having the mercy I received from the Supreme Lord. They come down from the spiritual world. But sometimes, again, that being a Madhyam from Kanista, if he worship the deities and he will accept or cultivate knowledge, he'll become Madhyam. And then after Madhyam, preaching knowingly that yes, others are also suffering, let me give knowledge to others, then he'll also come to the Uttama platform. So, we have to be careful that we have to see an Uttama Bhakta, he sees everyone, an atheist, the ignorance, the devotees, and he wants to please Krishna, and he sees everyone, even non-devotees, to be given the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So these are like different levels. So try to ascertain, where am I? A Prakrita Bhakta, usually they criticizing those who are more advanced than them, thinking that he is the only advanced. Others, no, they don't know what they're doing. Or they're doing something, but in the wrong way. So, again, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, and the inhabitants of Kulinagram, they will come every year to attend Ratha Yatra. And one time, before leaving, they had darshan of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they asked, who is a Vaishnava? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, anyone who chants at least once Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he is a Vaishnava. A Kanista Adhikari, a neophyte devotee, he chants sometimes and sometimes no. Because he doesn't have taste. So sometimes he is eager to chant and sometimes, well, not sometimes, maybe most of the times, he will not chant. He just considered this as a ritual. There is a difference between religious and spiritual. There are many religious people here in the world. Christians, they're religious. They come on Sundays, but then again it says here, the whole weekdays, they do whatever they wish to do, which is contrary to the law of God. That's Kanista. They're religious. But a spiritualist, he has a lot of faith, and he will follow what the Shastra, Guru, and Sadhus says. So now, the next time, Ratha Yatra again. 1 year passed, Ratha Yatra is over, they attended, they're on the way home, they went to see again Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and asked the same question, who is a Vaishnava? And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, one who chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra constantly, he is a Vaishnava. So a Madhyam Bhakta is like this. He chants. He is eager to purify himself, to attain the goal, Krishna Prema. He doesn't get discouraged. He doesn't see that all the obstacles, all the failures, all the different problems that comes along to be a hindrance for him not to chant. So we can see again the different levels of devotees, especially how they chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and not just on japa. It could be in singing also. But then, again, if they chant, the effect of singing, chanting, glorifying the Lord through singing reflects on how we chant our japa. One can be a very good musician, let's say, but if he doesn't chant his japa, again, he will not have that effect in the heart. It'll be shallow. Now listen to Srila Prabhupada's chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Very simple. No complication that you cannot follow. Nowadays, you hear so many types of melodies that only he's the one who only knows how to chant. I'm not criticizing here. I'm just, observing. It's my observance. And if you don't know a new melody in the Kirtan Mela, it's no good. But some of them have potencies. They can get others to follow. So that is a madhyam. Madhyam means he's constantly chanting. So then, again, they went back home, the Kulina Gramvasis, they went back again for Ratha Yatra, have darshan of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. On the way home, again they asked Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a Vaishnava? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, anyone whom you see will immediately have you think of Krishna without saying a word. He'll make you think of Krishna. He is the topmost Vaishnava. He is the topmost Vaishnava. There is a story of Mr. Seth in Mumbai. He's the one who helped Srila Prabhupada build the Juhu temple. And he says that he used to come to Vrindavan every year. He will sponsor the feast and the whole decorations with his family. So he told a story of where he met Prabhupada. When he met Prabhupada, he was so amazed. The power, the energy that's coming from Srila Prabhupada. And he says that when he gets closer to Srila Prabhupada, he can hear the holy name of the Lord, even though Prabhupada is not chanting. So I'm sure all of us have the same experience, may not be hearing the holy name of the Lord when we meet that very special, very elevated soul. But as soon as we've seen a very elevated, an Uttama Bhakta, that's it. It'll make you think of Krishna immediately. Yes or no? Yes. There you go. But we have to be careful because familiarity breeds contempt. it is more dangerous to serve an Uttama Bhakta than the deities. Before you go on the altar, you have to do this Achaman and Bhuta Siddhi. Recite, I'm not a sannyasi, I'm not a brahmana, I'm not a satriya, and all these mantras. I'm a spirit soul. Then when you go there, with awe and reverence, you will do the worship. Bhajan, bhajate. Puja can be done to the demigods. But bhajan is only, or bhaja, is only for the Lord, to the deities. Though with awe and reverence, just like Prabhupada says that we should worship Radha and Krishna in the mood of Lakshmi Narayan. With awe and reverence. But when we serve the Guru, the spiritual master, or those who are more advanced than us, we have to be extra careful. Because externally, we will commit an offense. I'm going to read you something, which I made a note. This is many years ago. There are 6 types of Vaishnava aparad. One who kills a Vaishnava, he is a great aparadi. One who blasphemes a Vaishnava, he is a aparadi. One who upon seeing a Vaishnava does not offer obeisances, he is an aparadi. Now, this is not just to the guru or the sannyasis. This should be for everyone. We should offer obeisances. In the very beginning of our movement, it is like this. Yeah? Or at least offer obeisances in the mind. But Nectar of Instruction says one should offer obeisances those who took initiation. Or at least those who are chanting, they did not take initiation yet. Offer obeisances to the mind. Yeah? One who gets angry of a Vaishnava. Now sometimes the guru will chastise the disciple, but not out of false ego. If guru will not chastise you or correct you, that means he is not a guru. If you make some mistakes or needed to be corrected. Chastisement from guru means love from guru. Remember this. And I definitely received so much of this to the highest degree. Guru Maharaj once called me, "You are the laziest person I've ever met in my life." I felt hurt inside, but then I recognized that actually this is love. This is love. A parent also will correct the son out of love. Now, we cannot correct another person out of false ego. That will be aparad. If one wants to correct a person who needs to be done, needs to be corrected, one should have certain relationship, or one should be an authority. Like Nilamada Prabhu can correct us, or Jagat Guru Prabhu, when you go to Detroit. Not here. Well, he's still, because he's a senior. Senior devotee can correct us. But who is a senior devotee? Is it by age? And ISKCON, everyone is a senior devotee. Hey, Prabhu, I've been here for the last 5 years. You don't know who am I? I'm a senior devotee, Prabhu. No, a senior devotee, he doesn't say he's a senior devotee. Yes, actual seniority means one who has more realized knowledge. I've seen boys, they can chant recite the whole 18 slokas of the Bhagavad Gita. Does it make them senior than you? No. Does he have realized knowledge of what he's saying? So one may come even later than you, but if he is more Krishna conscious, more realized, he's a senior. He's senior than you. You remember that story of Raghunandan Das Thakur? The one who was able to feed Gopal with the laddu. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Mukunda, who is the father? Are you the father of your son? Or you the son of your or your son is the father? What was Mukunda's reply? He is the father. But the father, how can he be the father? He is the son. Because of advancement, he was able to feed Gopal, the deity, Ladu, and Mukunda has been worshipping Gopal for many, many years, and his generations before him. So we have to be careful again. And we should be careful not just amongst devotees. We should be also careful when we deal with the non-devotees. Being proud. I am a devotee, you're not a devotee. But Prabhupada says you can be proud to be a devotee, but not to the extent that you will not share Krishna consciousness to others. If you don't share Krishna consciousness to others by preaching, which is in the Madhyam platform, then you will find yourself not able to practice Krishna consciousness after some time. It'll be stagnant. Because it says in the Bhagavad Gita that in this endeavor there is no loss or diminution. But again, there is this mad elephant offense, hatimata, which it says that it can destroy the garden. And it may take up many, many, many lifetimes again after he will come back to practice Krishna consciousness. Says here, another offense. One who upon seeing a Vaishnava does not feel delighted. Very, very important there also. We should be delighted. We should be elated. We should be happy. It doesn't matter. It takes one to know one. A Madhyam Adhikari, he can see this. A Kanishta Adhikari, no. And definitely pure devotee of the Lord. He sees everyone as a devotee of the Lord. Dwesti, one who thinks ill of a Vaishnava in the mind. So be careful. Don't, even in the mind, because aparad starts from the mind in the beginning. Beginning stage. Then after that, start to criticize. So you be careful. Hearing an offense towards others is also an offense if you don't do something about it. In the bygone eras, a criticizer will have his tongue cut. That's how serious it is. But if we can, of course, we should not do that. Because most of us will have our tongue cut by now. Or maybe a long time ago. So one should actually defeat that person through logic and argument, and also based from the Shastras. And if you cannot do that, go away, run away. Srila Jiva Goswami has written, Vaishnava Ninda Shravane Pidosha Ukta. If you hear someone criticizing, speaking ill of a Vaishnava, then you also commit offense. And definitely, if you hear someone who criticizes others, if you are not with him, definitely there's a tendency that he is also criticizing you. So you better stop him or just go away. In those days, even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, the aparadi, as soon as they hear an offense or they see an offender, they will go jump in Ganga even with clothes on to get purified. Now, there is no Ganga here. But if you say, I've heard from His Holiness Japatak Swami, if you say Ganga while taking bath, it is also as the same as you're having Ganga Snan. So if you say that in the morning, see, when we do this mudra, Om Ganga Cha Yamuna Chaiva Godavari Narmada Sindhu Kaveri. Yes, all the 5 holy rivers are in that pot. So similarly, it's like that. How to make advancement, how to not commit offenses, how to be going to the ladder of yoga, increasing step by step, going higher and higher. Specifically, it says, is through chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But if one commits an aparad towards a Vaishnava, no Hare Krishna Mahamantra will be. It doesn't matter how much chanting of Hare Krishna will do, it will not eliminate the offense. Even says, there's a statement, even Lord Shiva, even topmost demigods, if they commit aparad, they will go down. But what to say of us? We're just not even in the Kanista. We're just starting to become Kanista. So, always chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra in any circumstance, in any situation, anywhere, anytime. Even Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, to avoid the offenders, he will go and chant inside the latrine. To avoid them. Who can stand, who can be in the latrine the whole day? We go there, and after our business is over, immediately goes out. But Gorkishore Das Babaji, to avoid them. He doesn't want to be bothered by them, because most of the time, those who come to Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj, they will just ask for material boon, material benediction. When we see a sadhu, a very advanced devotee, an Uttama Bhakta, or those who are more advanced than us, we should offer them some service, not to envy them. So, the Kanista Adhikari is like this. His faith is very shallow. He does not know he's a devotee. He only sees the Lord. So somehow or other, if we chant all the time, even while driving, but not with your japa mala. Guru Maharaj says that is extra, but don't do it. You can chant. One time I left my japa mala. I was driving with my mother, the family in the Philippines. I says, oh no, I forgot my Japamala. Shall we go back? He says, you can chant without your Japamala. She told me this. If you see a devotee is always chanting, it doesn't matter what he's doing, he is topmost bhakta. Okay? We should not be conditioned that, oh, I can only chant when the Japamala is there so that we can know how many rounds we chanted. Even if one doesn't have this, like Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, he's chanting, counting through his fingers. So now, the Kanista Adhikari can go up to become Uttama Bhakta. It depends. There is a question in Bhagavad Gita where Arjuna asked Lord Krishna, what are the symptoms of a saintly person? How does he sleep? How does he work? How does he walk? How does he eat? Is this question answered or not? It's not. This is the only question that is not answered in the Bhagavad Gita. But Lord Krishna answered it eloquently in a different way. He mentions who is a Kanista, who is a Madhyam, is also an Uttama Bhakta. But he did not say, oh, he only sleep for 2 hours. Oh, he only eat, kichiri. And to think about it, this is the only question in Bhagavad Gita that was not answered directly. But Lord Krishna answered it in a different way. The symptom of a saintly person. So, our goal is to, at least Prabhupada says, come to the Madhyam platform. Come to the Madhyam platform. Because from the Madhyam platform, we can go to become an Uttama Bhakta. And that is the goal of life. Our Guru Maharajas wanted to see us to be on that platform someday, in the near future, as soon as possible, before leaving one's body. One does not need to wait till the end of his life to be an Uttama Bhakta. One can be an Uttama Bhakta while still around. So if you can read this part of the Bhagavatam, it explains the details of who is an Uttama Bhakta, a Madhyam Bhakta, and Kanista Bhakta. And try to be introspective and try to see, where am I? Which level am I? So in this way, we can make further advancement. Hare Krishna. Any question or comments? Yes, Gita Mataji. Yeah, this topic can go on. Hare Krishna. Where is the Bhakta mic? So they can hear. Yeah, sure. Huh? So everyone can hear.
Thank you, Maharaj, for a wonderful class. I wanted to know, is there any in-between between a non-devotee and a Kanishta Adhikari? Is there someone in between?
Someone in between?
A non-devotee and Kanishta Adhikari?
In terms of?
Devotion, in terms of bhakti?
As soon as one starts this Agyata Sukriti, the faith, it says, Adosrada, Tatu Sadhu Sangha, Tatu Bhajana Kriya. Before faith, is Agyata Sukriti. This is how one develops faith. Agyata Sukriti, being engaged. As soon as one understands that he is not the body, that he is a spirit soul, then the spiritual path is open. First, one must understand. A neophyte, he knows he is not the body. He knows Krishna is God. But I only have one-to-one relationship. Usually only one way, coming from the Kanista. Because he doesn't have love. So what is the, we cannot ascertain, oh yes, he is in between a beginner and a Kanista, or like a non-devotee. As soon as one receives the mercy of a devotee being introduced, that is the beginning. If you meet a person in the street, you ask him, can you chant Hare Krishna? Like Mahavishnu Swami. When he goes Harinam, I saw a video, a punk rocker. He doesn't know what is the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, but Maharaj had him to chant by giving the mantra card, you know. That is the start. Immediately from a non-devotee, and he started chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay,
Maharaj.
if he receives
Thank you.
the Mahaprasad or Prasadam, like many of those derelicts and drug addicts and intoxicant takers in Baltimore area, was that South or West? South Baltimore, they're already devotees. You know, I went one time with Sankirtan Prabhu, and some of them, hey, I've been waiting for you for a long time. So they're thinking of devotees already. It's just a matter of time. That, again, it's a gradual process. Prabhupada says this is a gradual process. It doesn't go shoot up immediately unless you get the blessings of pure devotee of the Lord. Just by the glance of a pure devotee, our hearts can be cleansed. Without saying anything. This is the mercy of a pure devotee. That's why in those days, when they said, oh, Prabhupada, he looked at me. And not externally, but he looked inside. He can see my heart. That's how powerful Prabhupada is. Now, do we have devotees like that in category? Prabhupada was once asked, how many devotees in the world like you? The Prabhupada replied one time, how many pure devotees there are? A reporter asked him, how many pure devotees are there in your movement? And then he asked his servant, how many initiated devotees we have now? That is as much. So the influence and the association of pure devotees very, very much should be sought after too. Is very much. We don't know the potency of some of them. So one Prabhupada was asked, how many devotees are there like you in this world, in the whole world? Prabhupada says, this is different now. His reply is different. He says, not many, few. And then he told the one who's asking a question, why don't you become one? So two things he says, right? Because we are on the process, Prabhupada says it's like having a ticket, a plane ticket. You know where you're flying. You know where you're going back to Atlanta. But something may happen along the way. Hopefully not. Again, we can tell the difference of the devotees according to the protection that Krishna is giving to them. Parikshit Maharaj, who is a pure devotee, in the family of Yudhishthir Maharaj, the Yadu dynasty, the full protection of Parikshit Maharaj, even from within the womb of his mother. Are we protected like that from the very beginning? No. Just now, and don't expect full protection if we are only surrendered 10% or 50%. Yes. It doesn't matter where we are. As long as we keep on chanting, hope against hope, Krishna will make up the difference and he will provide what we lack. Prabhupada says if you are only even 80% surrender, he'll make sure you go back home, back to Godhead. And I will come back for you, Prabhupada says. And one Prabhupada disciple told me, he will come back himself directly. But then we had heard a statement from the Shastra also that Guru is one, being all representatives of the Supreme Lord, bona fide. So Prabhupada can send his representative. And his representative, we're all representatives also in that matter of our Guru Maharaj, if we follow him wholeheartedly, his instructions. And then when we meet a person in the street, we ask him, can you chant Hare Krishna? Here's a Bhagavad Gita. Please give some donation. They give immediately. That starts their bhakti. Okay? Any other points or comments? Yes, Gopal?
Maharaj, thank you so much for your classes yesterday and today. Very nourishing. And I just had a question. I was reading sometime back this article by Gaur Govinda Maharaj, and he was saying how, and you're speaking about this in the class, that how we think of, we should be servant of the servant, very, humble in our approach. And is saying that, but generally we think of that as Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, my spiritual master, and then right after that is me. I'm number two. Mm-hmm. And he was saying, no, we should think my spiritual master and 1,000 times removed. Mm-hmm. Servant of the servant 1,000 times removed. At the same time, you're talking about this right now, we have this desire to be close to our spiritual master. Like we want to advance, we want to be close. Mm-hmm. And closeness means becoming more dear to him, and it's a natural desire of a disciple. Mm-hmm. So how do we balance these two things? How do we balance these two things of being close yet 1,000 times removed?
Lord Krishna is equal to everyone, and similarly, the spiritual master is equal to everyone. Anyone who will take advantage of the mercy of the Guru and Lord Krishna, taking advantage means try to get that mercy. How do you get that mercy? Even in Lord Krishna's pastimes, not everyone is so close to Lord Krishna. If we serve the servants of the servant, as you said, servants of the servant, it's like to assist those who are close to Guru Maharaj. You're also serving Guru Maharaj. So don't think that you have to have that personal contact that you're serving Guru. No. By fulfilling his instructions, you are already dear to him. You may be having darshan, or he may see you once a year, or whenever you come to India, or whenever he comes here. He will never forget you. Krishna never forgets any service done to him. He's 101% obliged. Same with the spiritual master. We're not there to enjoy by being close to Guru Maharaj and then don't follow his instruction when he is gone. That is not the meaning of serving Guru. Just to be near him, have a photo, click, click. Yeah. Okay, then I'll send this. Hey, I'm the dear most. I'm always a God. Sure. There's not. No. That's not the meaning of this. So we have to be careful, especially those who serve Guru Maharaj really close by, really close. Because there are things, Prabhupada says, don't think that this will not happen to you. Dying. He said that, right? And this will happen to all of us. So take advantage of his association means following his instruction. Association, just by Guru Maharaj walking by here and he sees you, he sees us, Hare Krishna, we are the most fortunate living being in this planet. 101%. Just by him passing by and you see him. We should be so grateful for that. We shouldn't say, hey, how come he's always close by? When will my turn to be so close? But no. All these things, no. This is immaterial. No. That's not how it works. Yeah? Even the squirrel, Lord Rama is glorifying the squirrel by carrying a little bit of stone or grains of sand. Huh? Another point, comment, question? Yeah, but what are you gonna do after this? You're gonna be chanting the whole day, right? How many of you finished 25 rounds already? Come on, this is a very important topic. Okay, one or two more.
Actually, I plan to ask same question. You clarified, sir. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Very good, fantastic.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Can I say something in what our Guru Maharaj, Gita Mataji's question about neophyte and non-devotee and Kanishta Adhikari?
Okay.
Like maybe 15-20 years back, Guru Maharaj was taking a morning walk in Great Falls near Potomac Temple. And I was with Guru Maharaj, and there was an elderly man who was feeding bread to the fishes. Guru Maharaj stopped there. He was just with a shot. And he said, oh, what you are doing? He started conversation. And when he said that I'm feeding the bread, Guru Maharaj took one slice from that person. He said, what you are doing is not right. You are just throwing away the bread. And then Guru Maharaj started making small pieces.
Like small.
And then Hare Krishna. He started like really chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He did that once. And he said, now you do. He was making mistake. Then second slide Guru Maharaj took and he showed him. And he did 3-4 times till that person did that correctly, that the way Guru Maharaj wanted.
Yeah.
So he was doing, and he said, you keep doing that. He had a big loaf of bread. And we walked maybe 15-20 minutes, and returning time, he was doing the same thing.
Right.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Good.
So I thought this was a very good example of Guru Maharaj. That person may not have ever heard the Krishna's name,
Yes, Agyata
but at
Singh.
least for 30 minutes, he was just chanting Hare Krishna and making the small pieces of the bread and giving to the fishes.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
sure. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Now we can stop. Neelam Hare Prabhu. Now you can have a big feast, right? It's Ekadasi. Usually we fast till noon. It's a different kinds of fasting. Real Ekadasi means you have to fast the night before, not a big feast before the Ekadasi, which in ISKCON, that's what usually doing, right? You eat a lot of grains the night before because knowingly that the next day you'll not have grain. No water, or you can just drink water, or you can just eat fruits. It's a very important announcement for those who will take initiation tomorrow. We've read just to remind you, maybe some of you are hearing also, that you have to fast, and tomorrow just break few grains, and then fast again. Okay? Hare Krishna. A lot of fasting.